It's polyamory, not polysocium. The difference between partnership and relationship. Just because your love is unlimited, doesn't mean your resources are, too. When I first started my polyamory journey, I was younger, more optimistic, and, I hate to admit it, a hell of a lot more naive. Here's what I was thinking. I want to be able to be with more people if a connection arises, and I wouldn't want to limit my partner in their needs and desires either. There is no limit on love, love should flow freely. Sure, I'm the jealous type, but that's something I need to learn to deal with. I simply can't allow my insecurities to dictate my relationships. Polyamory is the only thing that makes sense. Now, over 4 years later, I can't say that I was wrong. However, my mono-oriented upbringing made me forget a crucial aspect that, in monogamy, is entwined with romantic relationships, partnership. See, when I met James and his wife Annie, first was newly single and taking care of myself. After several long, committed relationships, this suited me just fine. I would take care of myself in every way that mattered and could build something beautiful with James. Throughout the years, things changed. I changed, so did James, and so did Annie. So did my relationship with James, and so did his with Annie. After a while, romance was no longer the only thing I wanted from a partner. I realized that apart from romance, I also wanted a partner. The difference between a relationship and a partnership. So often, when we refer to our boyfriend or girlfriend or something friend, we talk about our partner, but are they our partner, really? Someone we're in a relationship with is someone we relate to. Someone we're in a romantic and/or sexual relationship with, by extension, is someone we relate to romantically or sexually. This might include candlelight dinners, long conversations, steamy nights, city trips. What this doesn't necessarily include is finding solutions to any kind of life problem together. Taking each other to the hospital, raising children together, making sure there's always food in the fridge and the cat is fed. Basically, all the stuff people promise each other when getting married. And because in monogamy romance and partnership go hand in hand, we often don't realize that when we sign up for polyamory, we sign up for multiple relationships, but not necessarily for multiple partnerships. In fact, sometimes signing up for polyamory means signing up for not having a partnership. Partnerships are hard. Unlike relationships, partnerships are very much limited. They are limited because what happens in a partnership is essentially a merger of available resources. Let's look at the traditional monogamous model. Both partners have time on their hands, they get married, and at least a big chunk of their time resources are merged to be distributed equally. Maybe they both work and buy a big house together. Maybe one works, as the other one is concerned with housework. Maybe one brings money to the table, and the other nurturing. Whatever the deal, the essence of partnership is always the same. Resources of the different partners are redistributed to the supposed benefit of everyone involved. If I sound very businesslike, that's because business partnerships are a lot like life partnerships. Whatever the deal, the essence of partnership is always the same. Resources of the different partners are redistributed to the supposed benefit of everyone involved. Now, I'm not saying you can't have multiple partnerships, because you definitely can. What I am saying, however, is that although your love may not be limited, your resources are. Your time, money, and attention are all limited. So you better be aware of how much of what you have is already invested in a partnership with someone, and how much you still have left to invest by yourself or with other people. Don't assume that polyamory means you can have unlimited partnerships. It's polyamory, not polysocium, polysocius, polysocy? Where's our Latin experts? Many loves, not many partners. Back to the drawing board. Opening up an existing relationship does not mean that the existing partnership is suddenly off the table or that one person within this partnership can single-handedly redefine what the partnership means. That's not how partnerships work. The entire idea of a partnership is that there's an assumed level of stability that makes it possible to invest in each other, even without an immediate outcome. If one of the partners discards that stability, it's a violation of trust. How can their partner still be expected to invest? So if you're opening up your relationship and there's a partnership attached, it's a good idea to go back to the drawing board and explicitly discuss what you expect with respect to the partnership. Is it to stay the same? Is it to change? What's negotiable, and what isn't? The same goes for entering a new polyamorous relationship, especially if the person you're starting to date doesn't have any partnerships of their own. Are they okay with the partnership possibilities that lie in store for the two of you in the future? Some people are perfectly fine with not having a partner at all, others will be fine with engaging with you romantically and seeking partnership elsewhere, and yet others will realize that their inability to have a full partnership with you means they don't want to engage. All options are fine, as long as there's consent on all sides. It's give and take. In the end, it's give and take. James, Annie and myself didn't have enough upfront communication about the way we saw our partnerships, assumptions were made on all sides. In the end, we all went back to the drawing board as well and redefined our relationships as well as our partnerships. Our resources are still limited. Me entering the picture didn't just take from the partnership James and Annie had. After all, first had my own resources to contribute. We give some, we lose some. Maybe we could say that James has 2 partnerships now, or maybe, despite the fact that Annie and I are not romantically or sexually involved, we are all partners together. And maybe it doesn't matter, as long as it works for all of us. But I wonder how much easier life would have been if we'd realized that partnerships aren't the same as relationships from the start.